In this short video, we're going to have a look at section 7HD, which is about making compounds. Within this, I want to look at what a compound is, how elements form compounds, and how compounds are different from mixtures. So the first question there, what is a compound? Okay, so compounds are very common materials. They make up most of the materials on Earth. Okay, things like water, carbon dioxide, sugar, fat are all compounds. Okay, they're substances that are made up of more than one element. Okay, but crucially, they're chemically joined together by what we call chemical bonds. Now, silicon dioxide is an example of a compound, and it's the most common compound in the Earth's crust. Okay, and you can see at the bottom of the screen here, it exists in all these different forms: so granite, quartz, sand, mica, and asbestos. Okay, and the diagram in the middle there, okay, shows the structure of silicon dioxide. We can see between the atoms chemical bonds. So if we want to make a compound, okay, we can take combinations of elements, and most combinations of elements, not all combinations, but many combinations of elements will react to form a compound. Quite often we have to heat the mixture up to get it to react. Okay, and we can see a picture there of iron and sulfur reacting, and once they start reacting, we can actually take the heat away because they release heat, so they keep reacting, they release their own heat. Okay, and we've got iron and sulfur, as I've said, they react together to release heat, and that forms a compound called iron sulfide. So if we think about iron sulfide, okay, on the left of this picture here, I've got iron. Okay, you can see a watch glass full of iron. In the middle, we've got some sulfur, and then on the right-hand side, we've got iron sulfide. Now, if we could zoom in and see the particles there, if we looked at iron, it would only have iron atoms, and they'd be arranged roughly like they are in that diagram there, so very regularly arranged. In sulfur, we've got a powder, okay, and in sulfur, there'd only be sulfur atoms there. Okay, they're both elements. They contain only one type of atom. But then we can see for the iron sulfide, the atoms are actually joined together. We've got both types of atoms there, and they're actually joined together. So that's formed a new substance, iron sulfide. We need to think about compounds and mixtures. Okay, so mixtures, if we've got a mixture, then we've got substances which are present together. Okay, different substances present but not joined together. Okay, we've got a picture on the screen here showing a mixture of iron and sulfur. Okay, and if we've got iron and sulfur but we haven't heated them up, then we can actually separate the iron from the sulfur using a magnet, because iron is magnetic. So we could take that out of there. Now, in a compound, as we've said already, the elements are bonded together. So we wouldn't be able to separate the iron from the iron sulfide because it's not magnetic. Okay, we can't get that iron out of there. It's joined to the sulfur, so we can't separate it in that way. And then the final thing to say about this is how we name compounds. So if we've got a compound and we've made it from some elements, most of the names of the compounds involve the two names of the elements. So if one of the elements is a metal, its name goes first, and then if the other one is a non-metal, then its name goes at the end of the name, and also we change the ending of it to ide, I-D-E. Okay, so two examples on the screen here. If I've got copper and I react it with if I react it with chlorine, it will form copper chloride. If I've got sodium and I react it with hydrogen, then it would form sodium hydride. Okay, so that's just a quick look, and if you want to have a look at anywhere in Exploring Science, then you need to have a look at section 7HD just to get a recap of this.